That's true. Only for me. I'm the only one that it's dangerous for. Yeah, we are jumping right in for this top 8. And no.
Oh, we're in.
I know Lennox, who was holding it down with you on the previous block, was very excited about his boy Ruin sitting down here, talking about how Ruin comes out from Bangor, Maine.
Oh, my God.
He was like, that's 2 hours north of me. And he was like, Ruin doesn't come out. The last event that Ruin traveled to was like Shine, and he only lost to the Kill Sage and Lord Knight in Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Jesus.
Was cooking people. Now, so that made him, I was like, oh, so he's the secret boss of Bangor. We have the secret boss of Mass in the other half of Winners in the form of Kevin Teque. But,
okay, I was going to say that. Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to bring up.
But we have Burkish, who we've known, if you followed Street Fighter in the Boston area for the duration of Street Fighter 5, you know that Burkish is cooking in this game. Was, I think, NEC 2018 winner, I want to say.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, we talked about, the Burkish Zaferino storyline. But, I mean, the most surprising thing about the intro you just gave is that Bangor has electricity. I was totally baffled by that one when Lennox brought it up.
Yeah,
but
you know what? It's super possible that the reason Ruin doesn't come out too much is because they have to ferry the packets by courier. So sometimes the mail gets lost and he doesn't get the flyer. So meter management happened to go through because they sent UPS for it instead.
Yeah.
The moral of that story is don't cut the funding for the post office. We got Burkish getting the confirm off of the standing short, has Ruin locked down in the corner here. Oh no, mistimes the meaty. Wake up short out of Ruin, puts us back to mid-screen, and Burkish just willing to back off a little bit, sit on the lead, and play some neutral game now.
Man, you thought delay-based netcode was bad. That Bangor internet got you cooked.
Oh, no, absolutely. I mean, there's only so much you can do. But you know what? I have to assume that with how good the netcode infrastructure for this game has been when the servers are up,
yeah.
I'm sure Ruin gets to play plenty of people when the Mooses aren't trampling over his BIOS line. We got Burkish trying to press the issue, goes in and gets the throw off of the DR, keeping this jab pressure straight. I'm surprised Ruin hasn't. Oh, what a check on the DR! We go right into the level 3, and that's going to be game 1 here for Burkish. I am looking to our voice of God, the producer. Is this only 3 out of 5 for winners, losers, grands? 2 out of 3. Word.
That is a stark disappointment, I gotta say.
Nah, you know what? People got places to be. We got money to pay. People want to get through this bracket. That's fine.
We're managing the money meter, is what Brad is saying.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Look, 3 out of 5 is for winners and losers and grands, just like bagels.
What do you mean? I'll let you eat a bagel today.
That's disrespectful. I feel disrespected.
There's the crouchy medium punch from Ruin. Such a godlike button. In fact, it's so good they brought it from Poison Street Fighter 5. We do get that zoning coming in. The portal is set. So Ruin does opt for the Spire portal more often than the teleport portal. And so it is a great zoning tool, but it does kind of become a bit one-note.
I think that's fine. Like, you can have the implied threat of teleport. You only need to bring it out every now and again. And if Ruin is comfortable playing the zoning game, there's no reason to use the teleport because it's going to bring you into range 0. And this is a matchup where it's really apparent, especially at this spot where Ruin has the life lead. The goal for Ruin is to get the lead, sit on it, and make you get irritated with how you have to go in. Thankfully, Burkish is able to press the issue a little bit late on the throw and gets hit on wake up. Oh, command grab. That should be the round, and indeed it is. Ruin gets the round on the board.
And that is one of those things that the conditioning of the Ghost is going to start bringing in, is that there is always that full screen command grab option. It is not a very utilized tool in a lot of video games, and the fact that it now exists here, it just adds another layer to that mind stack that JP is really bringing to the table. But sometimes, Burkish says, I don't really need a mind. I'm just going to bull rush you into the corner and press the button.
Oh, clipped by the overhead. Parry bumps from both players. Nothing really comes of it, but counter hit jab confirms for Burkish. We have the level 3 in the back. I don't think that that's going to be enough. I think Ruin lives with a pixel, and Ruin's sitting on plenty of resources here to try to make something happen. Burkish, I don't think you get a mix-up after this. No, he just waits it out. Dash, finds the throw tech. Oh, didn't confirm the target combo, and Burkish is jab-checking DR every time.
And we've seen both the crouch jab and the standing jab work in that scenario as well. So I have to imagine they're very similar timing. So we do have a little bit of an engagement coming in here again. We do have 1 round apiece.
That hitbox is kind of nutty. He was on the other side of the Ghost.
Allegedly, you should dash it, is what we were told earlier.
Yeah, well, it's not active. You should, like, DR it. But so what we were talking to Kite about it. What he was saying is it's about the portal. When he sets the portal up, there's not an active zoning thread on the screen. So he was saying like if you see the portal, you should just DR dashboard.
Okay, but he very clearly said ghost. So I don't know. It's, you know what? We're gonna play bunch later. When we get home, we'll figure it out then. The explosion comes from the heart. Only has a bit of a pixel.
That's so grimy.
Delete the character. Delete the character. Get it off my screen. Get this man out of here.
This is a PG-13 stream, right?
Ish. I did say fuck earlier.
Okay.
And I may have just said it again.
So I was going to say, I'm like, if it's PG-13, I get 1, and I'm saving it. So thanks for wasting it.
Thank you for your donation.
All right, OD Spire from Ruin has them still at the life lead, but Burkish managed to jump in. I think Ruin is like not predicting Burkish's forward movement with Spire enough.
Yeah. It is going to take a minute. That's crazy. Finally gets the long enough button out of Burkish so they can get the full DI punish. Sets up the portal. That's going to be a Spire.
Oh, so now Ruin is starting. Yeah, it's one of those moments where you're like, oh, they're definitely listening to the stream on the side, not finishing out their combos. Like, there's a lot of like standing strong from Ruin that's coming out, but they're not following up afterward. DI, oh, that still beats it because Burkish put himself in burnout with the DR. It's an unfortunate spot. We saw that from somebody else. I think to qualify for top 16, there was a similar thing against Ruin where someone like DR'd forward and put themselves in burnout. There's something about playing against Ruin that like makes people spend their OD gauge very aggressively.
And I mean, if you get the connection with the DI from JP, it's such a great conversion. You just throw them back to full screen. You get a full combo off of it. They're back at full screen. They got to make their way to you all over again. But look at Burkish here going for the full super art here.
Yeah, full send. The best part about this, it gets him back to 4 drive gauges, so he gets to try to press the issue here. It's going to be DR. No, just walk forward. I love that he waited. You have been showing DI a lot.
Are you dead?
No, there's no way you're dead.
Okay.
One more touch.
Oh, the crouch.
Take that trade. That's fine. No cross cut. Now you're stuck in the corner. Ruin can try to do something super cheeky here. Burkish still in burnout, so chip damage is a real threat. DI is going to be enough just into the CA. Ruin is going to be able to close that one out 2-1 over Burkish and move on to our winners finals. The secret boss of Bangor, Maine, is in the building.
That's crazy. That is very solid play from Ruin. Being able to clutch it up right at the end there. And I mean, you said it, not getting the anti-air on that jump out while Burkish was burnt out literally was what cost them the game. Because once you're in that corner, even if we hadn't seen the DI from Ruin, the chip from JP is bananas.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to say, right? Like, if there wasn't that DI there, at any point, it can be like jab, jab, lance, level 2 to set up the
Hell Zone, yeah.
Well, yeah, set up Hell Zone and then just press the issue. Like, low jab into slash, have the orbs come out. That is not my Twitter handle. I will look to dig to have that updated. What's going on, everybody?
Well, I was going to say, isn't level 3 chip damage like
it's pretty insane?
It's like almost 15%.
Yeah, Bunch like actually chipped me from like 10+% life last night.
With that character.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, with that character, by the way. That was right.
Yeah, with JP.
Yeah,
definitely a strong threat. And what I will say, so Burkish historically in Street Fighter 5 played Urian and played Rashid. So I was talking to him a little bit earlier while you guys were on comms when we were all down there on the floor.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, who are you playing? He's like, I'm playing Ryu right now. I'm seeing success with Ryu. I don't know that I want to switch to anybody else and like invest in another character until Rashid comes out. He was like, I'm going to wait and see how Rashid looks, and then maybe I'll explore some other stuff. And then we were like theory crafting. What's funny is I've done a lot of conversations with people today, theory crafting of like, oh, what character would you pick based on who you played historically? There's a lot of people that I'm like, you should just play DJ. Zaf, I was like, how do you not play DJ? And for Burkish, it was like, who's the most like Urian? Maybe DJ. No one's really like Urian in
I was gonna say, I didn't play enough Urian to really have an answer there, but no, and I mean, you know, when in the betas, I could have sworn Burkish and Zaf were both playing Jamie. So
yes, but I think Jamie is
he's obviously nerfed from the beta.
Was he nerfed?
Yeah.
I don't know if he was nerfed.
Well, I mean, you were telling me that he lost the fireball invincibility.
Oh, yes, I did see that. Yeah,
like
I'm sorry.
But I mean, the Dalsim in the current state is incredibly strong. So I'm not that surprised that Zaferino was playing it. But in terms of Burkish, you know, I brought up the fact that he was originally a Soul player in Strive too, and then he ended up transferring over when other characters were released. Like I'm pretty sure he gave a stint at Happy Chaos, but then he ended up resulting on Chip. When Chip got those crazy buffs and the full screen, you know, heavy slash became like the go-to button for everything.
Yeah.
So
Great move.
and this, as we see on our screen here, Kevin Teque versus Mozz. This is going to be the Ken mirror match. Now, you mentioned that Kevin Teque was the secret boss of New England. Mozz is currently this secret Tekken strive, right? Because obviously Kenny destroys the scene with both of us. Mozz is one of the only players consistently winning that matchup.
Yeah. It's like Mozz and Kazam, really.
Yeah, and I mean, Kazam's cracked anyway, so. But Mozz now, coming into the Street Fighter 6, we did see him in our beta tournaments that we ran and placed pretty well.
Yeah.
So definitely has some practice on the Ken, and Ken is pretty swaggy right now.
Yeah, I think Ken is super solid in this game. I think Ken is a great representation of how like this game is very much more than the frames right now because of the way that different spaces and stuff interact. Nice pickup off the low forward, but Mozz puts himself in burnout. So I do feel like putting yourself in burnout is not inherently a bad thing. I think Kevin putting himself in burnout here, fun. Mozz putting himself in burnout, unfortunate.
He was already life deficit.
Yeah, I think you need to be particular about when you're willing to use that last bit of drive gauge. And I think a few players so far that we've seen today are a little bit too willing to just spend that bar.
Yeah, and it's you know, obviously still early. We're still seeing what the best optimal usage of it is. And we've honestly seen both sides of it today, which has been great. We've seen the players that are just churn and burning it. As soon as they have drive meter, they're spending it. As soon as they're, you know, out of burnout, back again.
Yeah. I love this.
Oh,
that's a real shame. What I was going to say is it was already a great spot for Kevin, right? And I love that Kevin is playing with the OD gauge in mind to be like, yeah, I see that you're about to get burned out if you blocked anything, so I'm just going to send something. But Mozz is going to try to finish the job in the corner here. But wake-up buttons from Kevin is going to work out here for him as he's trying to press the issue.
Kevin
CA is on deck for him. One more touch could do it, but you can't block the fireball, and he neutral jumps too late, gets caught out for it, one round apiece.
I think he actually was trying to think about it, right? He saw the fireball. He's like, oh, I just block it. And then he was like, wait a minute, no, I'm in burnout, and chips the thing. So then he had the too late reaction to jump. But so here we are, round 2, one apiece.
DR forward. Oh, DR forward into a slight weight. Nice spacing trap from Kevin.
Block
Harry comes out. Mozz just busts out with the OD DP.
The block button coming in handy there for Mozz. Gets forward with the drive rush again, and Mozz does not care to have the money in the bank meter.
No, but I think that's the problem, right? Because now, one of these spots, Kevin's going to be able to bring this one back out. And, oh my god, Mozz wanted to send it to try to make something huge happen for himself. Level 3 is going to be drastic for Kevin. It's going to get him to about 3 bars of drive gauge. Mozz on the back foot, still heavily burned out. And your burnout gauge doesn't recover while you are being level 3'd. All of this chip matters, and that throw is going to be enough to do it. First game on the board for Kevin.
And that whole time, Mozz was burnt out. He didn't even have the critical art reversal option for the win. And that was because he spent the level 1.
That was like the last frame. But he was a little bit contemplative on the punish, it looked like.
Because I think Ken actually has a few options that they can kind of rotate through between different carry options and things like that. So, and that's kind of like the plus and minus of having such a good level of character, and that you can do so many different things that your brain doesn't quite have the flowchart down yet.
All right, Mozz once again. Now, this is a spot where I'm comfortable with Mozz choosing to spend his bar if he wants to. Kevin commits with the OD Dragon Lance. It's not going to work out for him. I expect that Mozz is going to go to the air. No, wanted for the standing medium kick.
Hadouken.
A little bit of monkey see, monkey do action going on right now. Step kick.
Oh, punish.
My target combo wins, says Mozz.
Nice little forward throw. Short drive rush that time from Kevin.
It's not the first time he's done that. I wonder if the goal there is he's like buffering crouch jab out of the DR to try to catch out Mozz doing a low forward.
Yeah.
Like, is he playing it layer 2 of like, I think you're going to check my DR, so I'm going to stick out a jab and go for a counter hit confirm after.
Or if you're trying to drive impact, the drive rush. That's exactly what that covers.
That might be it too.
He could actually be using that frame 1 tech that was on Twitter earlier today where your crouch jab comes out at the first possible parry rush frame. Spends the 3 bars a meter just for the level 3. Didn't follow it up with the DP though.
Yeah, I think Mozz has gone for that route a couple of times. He must like it for the Oki or something. Like, he must like the knockdown.
Fights his way out of the corner by spending the last bit of meter.
But now you're so close to the corner. But what a jump out. Kevin got a little bit too hungry.
Oh, it drops.
One more touch will do it. What an unfortunate drop. It's going to throw. Mozz just checks with the standing short, evens it out one round, one game apiece. Sorry.
Reminder, this is first to 2, so they got to do it. They got 1 left. And it's been so explosive. I would say each game was kind of player favored. Like game 1 was fairly Kevin Teque. Mozz did have a much better showing in game 2, obviously, since they took the W, but it's really tight here heading into game 3.
All right, nice throw. Teque still stuck in the corner. Mozz definitely coming out the aggressor right now. That's the second attempt at a crosscut that Mozz has not been able to get.
Nice little counter hit into some throw loops we got going on. Shimmying it up. Kevin's trying to get him to do something.
Nice tag. Oh, there it is. See, that's exactly what it was. You were talking about the DI tech or to try to get something early to beat a low forward, but Mozz was so early that time. There was nothing Kevin could have done. Parry comes out, throw now. Is Kevin going to DR in? Yes, he is. Another throw. Punish counter lands, and it is set point for Kevin Teque.
Listen, Kevin shows up to these events and is sometimes literally the hidden boss. Like, you'll have never heard from this guy for 6 months, and he just shows up and wins your event. It makes no sense, but it's such a fun thing to watch. Oh, that's crazy that came down.
Oh, parry into counter hit. Mozz gets some plus frames out of that situation. Oh, Kevin disrespected there.
Not easy to do on Ken always.
There you are. You called it like you saw it. You were looking into the future. We get the knockdown here. Punish. The crumple state, I'm sorry, punish coming up from Kevin, who unfortunately corners himself. How far is Mozz going to push this? Level 3.
Man, it's so tough because he's just close enough to dead that he couldn't wait the 1% to be a critical art, but he's also like, he's got to spend it. He's got to even up these life bars. But now it means that Kevin can just close it out here with a confirm, spends the 3 bars a meter, headphones are off, they know.
And just like that, our winners finals is set. And it is going to be the secret boss of Bangor, Maine, and the secret boss of Massachusetts. Ooh, Ruin versus Kevin Teque. That is a story that I'm very happy to be able to see. So I will be completely honest. I did not know who Ruin was when I came down here. I'm looking, I'm like, oh, who is this?
I'm pretty sure I was playing him in casuals earlier, and he was kicking my ass.
Oh, yeah, you were saying you played into a JP, and you were like, you're an asshole, and he chuckled. He's, yeah, I know. But I do know that Lennox popped off, so I made sure to ask him when we were on break. I was like, yo, who's Ruin? And he gave me the lowdown. So if there's a story to come out of this, I'm happy that that's the story for like one of the first big Street Fighter events with the hot bonus put behind it. Thanks to Uptime Academy, the Uptime Esports, and Boston Blue Beat for putting this on and getting that pot bonus in here so that we can, you know, motivate the community to come out for this.
A lot of work behind the scenes to get it there.
Oh yeah,
a ton of work. That is always going to be the hidden boss of TOing. You saw the amount of work that goes on behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
So you gotta be very appreciative for your TOs. Shout outs to everybody that does that work because it is tough.
It's a hard knock life out there for a TO. It's not all Lamborghinis and free internet at the venue. Let me tell you, people don't know. People don't know. I definitely that got a little bit too close to real to be a bit there. So instead, I'm going to switch over. Our losers side of the top 8 also situated. We are going to have Beesu versus Zaferino, and then ShadowKlone versus Alex Smith. And let's talk about Beesu versus Zaferino. What are your expectations for that match?
Looking at the stage, that is our next matchup. So now this is interesting because like Beesu, you know, we're at a BBB event. We know Beesu is an anime player that crushes a lot of hearts and dreams. So like they'll come out to these BBB monthlies, place extremely well, and almost look easy, like doing it the whole way through. Whereas on the other hand, Zaferino was like the very visible boss of New England Street Fighter, right? Like if you went to a local and you saw Zaferino there, you were like, damn.
Right, the reality is if Kevin was the secret boss, Zaf was the canon boss.
Yeah, exactly. So like, you know, Zaf is coming in here, a very storied player, very solid Street Fighter player. Obviously, his character is not yet in the game, so we've seen him now on Dalsum, and I can't remember, it was Ryu, I believe.
Yeah, he pulled out Dalsum, Ryu. He had played Jamie, like you said, in the betas.
Yeah.
And I was talking to him about it earlier, so it was interesting. I had a long talk with Bunch last night. We were playing some casuals at my place last night, and Bunch was talking about what he felt was the importance early on in this game of trying to play a wide amount of the cast
Yeah.
to get a sense of everybody, especially early on. I talked to Zaf earlier, and he expressed a very similar sentiment. He was like, the Ryu is fresh. He was like, but I'm basically working my way through the roster to get a feel for everybody.
Yeah, and I said it with Lennox earlier that, like, if you have a history as a fighting game player, that makes total sense.
Absolutely.
1,000% sense. If this is your first fighting game, you probably want to stick with one character until you can actually get the fundamentals down.
Yeah, but here we are. Beesu has been on the cami all day.
And they've been schmixing.
They have, but what I was going to say is I've been talking about, and I alluded to it a little bit in the match with Kevin versus Mozz, I think that there are players today that I am not a huge fan of the way they're choosing to spend the drive gauge. Beesu is another example of that. I think Cammy in general, there's something about Cammy that inspires Cammy players to aggressively use her drive gauge, and I think Beesu's had a couple of matchups where it's put them on the back foot, where they're in burnout at a life disadvantage, and it hasn't worked out great for them. Zaf is exerting a huge degree of control on the screen right now. No DP on the OD dive kick.
Yeah.
Beesu finally gets a hit.
And I mean, the dive kick, I think, is like the huge question mark in these types of matchups, right? Because, you know, we've talked to a bunch of different people about where they feel the dive kick meta is in this game, and it ranges from dive kicks are okay to dive kicks are dog. Like, and so far we've seen one of each, right?
DJ's down light kick in the air might be the best dive kick in the game.
Yeah.
And like, it's not a dive kick.
But it's like, if you get the hit on block or whatever, it's probably fine. But it is so much time that you're stuck in an animation that if your opponent is ready, they can probably punish you pretty hard. And so far, Zaferino's done okay about it. That
doesn't connect. I actually almost knocked my chair back. I damn near broke my neck on that drop. But Beesu, the considerate player that they are, chooses to give up the round and land on the fireball. How kind of you, Beesu, to stick to the script.
And it's like, as much as I liked Beesu's play earlier today, I was definitely kind of feeling this was going to be Zaferino's match to lose, whether it was the Dhalsim or the Ryu. And I mean, the Ryu.
There's no way in the world that I think Zaf picks Dhalsim in the camp.
Yeah, I mean, there's too much baggage from 5. But this is also just a very good Ryu.
Oh no!
Yeah.
OD reversal comes out from Beesu, who overplays their hand. Zaf is ready to punish them accordingly, and it is set point now for Zaferino.
And this is a bad spot to be in.
Oh my God.
Zaf has been using the fireballs extremely well, and it has kind of looked frustrating for Beesu to try and dodge them, because he's doing literally the Ryu like basic 2-step flowchart. Throw a fireball, did they jump? DP. Did they block it? Throw another fireball.
Puts himself in burnout here to Zaferino, but he has so much control in the corner that stand short counter poke is going to be enough to close it out. And you were talking about the fireball game. Look, let's call a spade, right? Zaf made Sagat look like a character who existed in Street Fighter V.
Yeah.
Zaf's fireball game is very good when he's on. Zaf is a player who has a little bit of volatility, right? There's days where Zaf does some stuff and you're like, I don't know what the hell that was. But when Zaf is on, he looks immaculate.
Yeah.
Ryu is a better realized version of that character. He's able to make that happen. The other thing I was going to say, I think there is going to be, mark my words, there's going to be a mentality shift around fireballs in this game. Because the fact that chip damage is only a factor if you're in burnout means that a character whose primary goal on the screen is to throw fireballs is not improving their position on the screen at all, as long as you're willing to parry. Because you don't lose life, and it refunds itself for the drive game. So a fireball game is not a victory condition in and of itself. If you are the defender, if you are Beesu in that spot, if you are not at a life deficit, you can parry every fireball all day, and it never matters. Because nothing about that fireball game is improving Zaf's position at all. Zaf needs to use that fireball game to supplement his neutral game to get in and improve his position in that way.
Yeah, and that's actually a really interesting prospect. You know, I was playing GP earlier. I wasn't parrying, so I still ended up in burnout because the block
damage matters.
Yeah, and so it doesn't hurt me before burnout, but it eats my drive bar. And so then, like, as soon as I get one touch and I go for an OD move, it's like, oh wait, I'm burnt
suddenly
out.
you're burnt
What
out.
happened?
Right.
So I mean, that is definitely an interesting take, and obviously it'll come with time. The more labbing comes out,
Yeah,
the more
we'll get there.
the more efficient people get at being able to like perfect parry fireballs and things like that. Because it's even if you just hold it as a block button, it succeeds at what you're saying.
Right. But if you do get that perfect parry, you get to buffer the dash on a perfect parry on a fireball. You get a free dash.
Yeah, and that is big. That is huge.
No, it really matters in a game where every little bit of real estate matters, one, and two, depending on your character, you can get crazy amounts of wall carry.
Yeah.
And I say wall carry, it feels weird to call it wall carry because we've always called it corner carry in a 2D game because there's no wall. But the way that some characters, like I said to a couple of people, I'm not playing Chun right now.
Yeah.
But I watch Sako stream, and Sako gets low forward, roundhouse legs, and then just DR buffer towards strong as many times as he wants until he's close enough to the corner that he chooses to cash out the super. And then he gets a super amount of damage and guarantees that you're in the corner. He's literally playing his combo. He's constructing his combos like how players in Tekken construct their combos to maximize wall carry. And it's so fascinating.
It is, yeah. There's going to be a lot of different playstyles. And honestly, I love that, right? Because like we keep calling it like, oh, this character's an NRS character. This character's an anime character. But it's like, the fact that they're all blended together in one game and they don't completely like override the gameplay of each other is just immaculate.
Yeah, it feels like a very expressive system so far. Obviously, it's day 8 of like formal release. You know, tier lists develop, we end up in different spots. I remember day 8 of Dragon Ball FighterZ, patch 1, Android 18 was the problem. Of day 1, right? And look, like she fell off hard before we even saw a patch. We are here looking at, there's a character who has gotten a lot of love in Juri, represented by Alex.
I was going to say, I don't know where you're going with that one. But yeah, Juri definitely, social media receives a ton of love.
I didn't mean that way. I meant in terms of her character strength, but
sure. I mean, that's also true. I mean, we just saw the little goblin hop come out there. But I mean, how do you not talk about Manon, right? Like, obviously, it is a new, fresh face to the series. It is a grappler with immaculate buttons. But it's just, man, the character is so strong. There's so much going on in terms of what she can get done. But right now, Alex, a very storied player, is running over ShadowKlone.
Jesus Christ. Alex, like, you don't see offense constructed like that in this game right now. ShadowKlone this time choosing to cash out the hit grab, goes to move forward. I love that little delay. Recognize that Alex tried to bust out the last time that ShadowKlone was in a spot to try to go for a command grab mix-up. Alex cashing out the level 1, seems very comfortable spending the level 1.
Yeah, and it is curious because the last time we had them on screen, they cashed out level 1, still had 2 in the bank for the install. If you're just using raw level 1, it's just for corner carry and damage, which...
Well, also, I wonder whether Alex, like the way Alex is using block strings, there's so much blocking. I wonder if he likes using the level 1 because it lets him deal that extra damage to your drive gauge and get you that much closer to burnout.
Yeah, I mean, that's, again, something we'll have to ask him, but is also a big user of his own drive meter. Like right there, cashes out, goes into burnout. This could be huge for ShadowKlone. Taking advantage of some of those extra frames that you get for hitting a person in burnout to maybe stack up some of these medals. But Alex doesn't care, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, well, so burnout only matters if you're being the defender. All right, ShadowKlone puts themselves in burnout now. Alex finally out of burnout, so the second he's out of range, you know he's just going to play for plus frames, which is exactly what he did DR in. Finds the low forward, going to be able to close that one out.
Yeah, and no priority system means that every button trades with every button, as we just saw. So, got to be careful with buttons you're putting out when. More so than you may have remembered. But, I mean, right now, ShadowKlone's still only on the 2 medals. And I think that is going to be another one of those things that can really show you a good Manon in a good matchup. Because if you're only leading round 1, having gained a single medal, when both of you were below half HP, I don't want to say that's a failure as a Manon player, but like, you're missing out on so much.
That was so fast.
Alex,
I feel for ShadowKlone there. Alex just kind of bulldozed over ShadowKlone in the neutral game, walked ShadowKlone to the corner, put him in burnout. That was just, you said a storied player, right? And what that really looked like is it was like, yeah, okay, this ain't my first fighting game. This isn't even my first jury in a fighting game.
I was going to say, it's because he's been playing jury for
since
15,
Street Fighter 4.
Yeah, for like 15 years now.
He's an able. I mean, actually, yeah.
Like, I'm not kidding. Like, Street Fighter 5 was around for almost, what, 8 years?
Yes, so she was I believe she came to 4 in Super. She was not in Vanilla. So he would have been playing her since then. He played Abel and Jury in 4. Why do I want to say he played Guide for a short while? That might not be true. And then I don't remember who he played before Jury.
In 5.
In 5.
I think that was before my time in New England. So.
That was during my hiatus. That was when I was in college and had no time for anything fun. Except sleeping on commuter rail trains.
That doesn't,
public transportation.
Having been in Boston, that doesn't fun at all. That sounds absolutely object.
That was the highlight of my day. College wasn't fun for me.
I don't know what to tell you. I didn't go to college, so I don't really have any input here.
But we did go to play fighting games. Here we are at Meter Management. If you are just joining us, Mozz sitting back down on the setup. It looks like I do have the bracket. Don't worry, I'm not checking my texts. I'm just looking at the bracket so that I can tell you that Mozz is playing against Zaferino now. So I wonder who it is. Does Zaf choose to play Ryu and go for the Shoto matchup here of Ryu and Teque? Or does he believe that trying to claim the space of the doll sim is going to be preferable? I think Zaf could choose the sim and make that choice because he might want to bring a different energy against Mozz and be like, I think you're not going to be familiar with this character, and I'm just going to overwhelm you with unfamiliarity.
So I'm of the mind that since it's losers, right, like any loss here ends your day. So I'm almost thinking Zaf just sticks with Ryu from here on out.
That's also super possible, but I've seen Zaf do wilder stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like, I've seen Zaf on his own wake up do like micro walk forward and delay back throw.
Yeah. It's a wild world in the game of fighting games, but that's Ryu.
All right.
At least I think it was Ryu. It sounded like Ryu.
Yep, we have the picture-in-picture now. Yes, Mozz going to be on the Ken, Zaf going to be on the Ryu. I think that makes sense, right? Like, he can play a solid game here. I think the problem with the sim is, like, you might overwhelm him with the uncertainty, but, like, sim is also, like, I think the skill floor for doll sim is like higher.
A bit higher, yeah.
So if you just want to tend towards stability, Ryu makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, this isn't a game where he's not good, right? Like Street Fighter 5.
That we can tell you, but he seems decently well equipped.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, we've said it a few times now. There doesn't seem to be a guaranteed bottom 1 character in the game, which is great. But it's going to take a minute before we actually break out that tier list and decide who is objectively the worst in the game. And right now, Zaf is getting annihilated.
Yep, that's going to be the wall slump as long as Mozz keeps
perfect.
Composure, finishes the combo of perfect on the board against Zaferino.
It's not golden anymore, but it's still 7 letters.
That's still golden.
Oh, the P is golden.
There we
different. That is also what P stands for. But no, oh, the jumping? That was
Mozz's anti-air DPs have not been there. In fact, somebody joked earlier because Mozz did an anti-air on stream, and they were like, Mozz landed an anti-air. What world are we in right now? Okay.
Holding the block button. That is also an option instead of just anti-airing. And Ken with the insane forward momentum of his DP. This should kill, I think.
If it doesn't, you're in burnout, so you have to worry about guaranteed chip. Yeah, you're
wow.
alive. But the next touch, like just meaty fireball. Oh my god, walk up, fierce DP. Okay.
He DP'd on that man's wake up.
Yeah, it would have killed 1 chip.
Oh.
That was checkmate.
Sometimes I forget you can actually do that in this game,
yeah,
even
Zaf
in burnout.
Zaf would have needed a level 1. It's the only thing Zaf could have done.
Yeah. But heading into game 2, no longer an option. Able to get things going. The raw DI. It's like it's worthwhile, but it always feels scary.
Oh, Zaf is guard broken. That's it. Zaf is done.
Oh no, fried. Absolutely done.
Because I'll tell you right now, like the fact that like those throw techs are getting blown up so much, Mozz is shimmying this man within an inch of his life. Zaf's ankles is broken.
Which is crazy because that's what Zaf was doing to get into top 8. Like he was the shimmier, not the shimmy-yay.
There's a joke to be made there. I can't find it. I'll go for it. I mean, even the win punishment out of Zap is just not really there.
Oh my
Getting
God.
caught by all this forward movement. Mozz is just looking dominant right now.
Yeah, and, you know, Mozz is a
Can't
great
block
player.
that crouching. If you block Dragonlance crouching, it's extra plus range.
Yeah. Oh, it's extra plus frames on top of the already plus frames.
Let me double check. I have the frame data. I don't need to lie to you.
Oh, we all got 2 bars a meter for Zaf, so they are in a precarious situation. Just kidding, they gained it all back. The perfect parry from Mozz is gonna be enough. Cashing out into the level 3. Zaf is already on the train home. That is insane. Mozz looking so good.
Yeah, that was really dominant. With that, Mozz moves on to the 4th place match, our loser semis, waits on the winner of Burkish and Alex Smith on the other half of losers on the bottom. Another, look, if you followed fighting games in Massachusetts or in New England, and you've watched Street Fighter, a lot of these matches are exactly what you would expect.
Yeah, I mean, I said it before we broke for the end of pools, and I was like, this is literally the best top 8 New England has to offer.
More or less, yeah.
Like, I genuinely still can't think of a different player that would slot in. Letting Sid say Nelbomb, but like,
No.
Nelbomb took
I love you, Nell? No.
But like, Nelbomb took a long time to get to the level he ended
Yeah.
Street Fighter 5 in.
Yeah,
And
and I
it's-
think I talked to him. Nell's playing DJ.
Yeah.
And he told me, he's like, I'm still sort of struggling to get a feel of how to play him in neutral. You know, there's some nuance to DJ, right?
Yeah,
He's got great buttons, but like the way that you have to use the special moves to interfere with mental stack of your opponent takes a little bit of getting used to.
Yeah.
And I think he's not quite there yet.
And he said there was something about the way the combos link that he was struggling with.
Yeah, you have to, like, it's equal parts. I mean, he played Boxer in
Yeah.
5, right? So he's comfortable using charge characters.
Yeah.
But, like, part of it is the way that you want to use, like, his best combo routes, you need to be, like, confirming low strong into OD just cool for your launcher. And if you're not really in the mindset to be confirming that in some of your stuff, you're leaving a little bit of damage on the table, and then you have to commit another drive bar to get DR forward into back roundhouse. It's like it can be a little bit weird.
Yeah. But I mean, but anyway, the point we're trying to make is this topic's insane.
Yes.
Like, we're not here to disparage Nelbomb.
No. In fact,
and you know, he knows that. He knows that. Like, he
Nell's
knows
the
that. Yeah, Nell's great. Well, you know, we did sponsor him for that one event.
that's true.
So-
I bumped into Nell on ranked the other day.
How'd that go?
It was a DJ mirror, and we both did the maraca dance for 45 seconds.
We did hear that from,
Yeah.
I forget who, but we did hear that story.
Yeah, that was
Bunch definitely had some words for you, but no, I mean,
did.
This is a great matchup here. Alex Smith and Burkish. This is definitely a matchup you have seen before, just not with these characters. Well, actually, maybe I don't think Burkish ever played Ryu.
Burkish never played Ryu.
Yeah.
Burkish played Yurian and
Rashid,
He
yeah.
started playing Rashid online. I remember specifically, he was like, I'll never play Yurian on CFM.
I would say it was before the pandemic, though.
He air quotes, had a Rashid.
Nobody that watched him play will say that, though.
No, I am to this day still a hater of Burkish.
Big hater.
But no Rashid to be seen here. Instead, Burkish on the Ryu like we were talking about. Alex, we've already seen Alex been able to go buck wild in their first match.
Yeah, I'm excited because Jury is incredibly strong, but not like mainstream strong. And Alex Smith with a great cancel into the DI. And yeah, this is so interesting that he's using it in this option. Because honestly, I watched the drive bar that time. It did not use up a lot of Burkish's.
It didn't, but it burns Alex a little bit. And Alex is very drive heavy in his
Yeah.
play. Oh no, Burkish wanted the throw reset for some reason, and Alex just busts out with the vanilla pinwheel. All right, here we are going into round 2 now. Alex up that first frame, DI through the fireball, but Burkish did recover in time. There is too much travel distance, so we get a towards fierce punish going for the MK Tatsu just for maximum corner carry. Look at these little bumps of the movement that Burkish is going for. Towards roundhouse starter, that's big damage for 1 bar. No
Burkish
cross
is-
cut again.
I think he tried to like crouch jab. So
No, that was definitely supposed to be a cross cut.
Yeah, but it came out as the crouch jab. But what was I gonna say? Okay, that is something we've seen from Alex a few times now. No, because Alex's bar stays the same. Well, I guess here it's going up. But during the level 1 animation, it stays the same.
Yeah, I guess
We'll have to ask him.
Yeah, I'll ask him that.
But I was like, is there a fireball in the game that isn't DI proof, or is it just a spacing thing? I'm trying to think, and I can't really think of one.
It's like a spacing thing.
Yeah.
Like if you're close enough, you DI through. It's really dependent on the recovery of the fireball.
Yeah. So Alex Smith with an insane life lead right now. Had full control before the back throw. Continuing to cash out. This might burn Burkish out.
No. But it's one more touch. Alex,
is there gut scaling on the bar?
Yeah, you have to. Alex is so comfortable. Oh my god, the dive kick actually makes that work out for him. Burkish puts himself in burnout.
Oh, this is
but is able to
critical
cash out this CA. That's going to be big damage. And he's going to be able to overtake Alex in terms of the burnout recovery here as a result of that. What's Alex going to do? Just wake up fireball! This is my space. There is much like it, but it is mine.
It is very clearly mine. And it's interesting because that exact scenario happened in an earlier match, and it went the other way. Because Mozz was the one that threw a fireball from further away. But Alex Smith now has a game lead. Finding it this round a little bit tougher than the previous ones. Punish counter throw is insane damage.
It is, and a perfect KO out of Burkish. That was like 2 interactions in neutral, 2 good reads in the corner. Ryu's throw loop, so easy.
Yeah.
His throw loop in the corner, you whiff jab, you're right there. The frame kill is perfect.
Oh, so that actually answers the question Lennox and I had earlier then.
Oh, what? Why he was whipping jab?
Yeah, the timing, because
it's an auto timing, because he doesn't move far away from you after the throw, so all you have to do is hit the button in order to.
So it was actually on a Ken thing. I thought Ken had just missed the juggle point, but level 1 coming out here from Burkish is enough. But the auto timing thing explains it better than a missed juggle.
Yeah, no, it's a frame kill. Oh no, going for the standing short check, but loses out on the fireball. Wow. The DR off of standing short, not actually earning Burkish what he wants. Getting the Denjin charge so that he can try to play some neutral. That sweep was safe, thankfully. Alex used the opportunity to dash forward. Okay. Now the low forward for Alex, working out.
And Alex is actually using the parry strategy you were talking about just a few minutes ago, in that if you parry a fireball, it doesn't do anything for Burkish. Like, he's just throwing a fireball, and that is an Alex Smith DP.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say, I'm like, you know it too. You and I have watched Alex play fighting games enough that you know that Alex is, you know how, look, chat, you know how when you play against bad Kens, sometimes they'll get minus frames?
The online Ken?
The thing is, at a certain point, that becomes something that you fold back into your kit as like a seasoned player, and Alex is a massive fan of that.
It's that bell curve where it's like, the Neanderthal on one side, oh, I got a DP because of negative.
It becomes Galaxy.
Yeah.
It's like Wake Up Super. Daigo does it, it's the smartest thing in the world. You do it, you're a random scrub. Sorry, be Daigo next time.
Just be better. As we do get the level 1 on block. Oh, mega punishable. And that is going to do it. Alex Smith ending his day here in the tournament, losing 2-1 to Burkish.
Indeed, Burkish with that moves on to play against Mozz. That is going to be another Ryu-Ken matchup sitting down there in the loser semis. But up in winners finals, like we had spoken about, the secret boss of Bangor, ruining everyone's day with the JP. Meanwhile, Kevin Teque, secret boss of Massachusetts, over there on
Speaking of Massachusetts, we are going to send it over to ourselves as we do this nice little ad read. We are going to be shouting out Fighting in the Street. It is an event here in New England. It is a July event that is actually going to be happening outside. Big stage, big screens, big LEDs, and more setups than you can count on a theoretical level. And it is going to be a great time. There's a cosplay contest, there's demos, there's drums, and of course, a double limb bracket.
I gotta say, our friend Tom Winkley is over doing an event in his neck of the woods, and I saw a picture of him like grilling for it. The idea of an outdoor tournament that's like a barbecue sounds wonderful.
Which that idea was thrown at us when we were at Next Level last week, and
oh my god, that's clearly that's the future of fighting game tournaments. It's like, why aren't we oh no, we're back at the beach. Damn it, we're back at the beach. You know what? Talking about the beach episode rerun. We are back there again. Boston Blue Beat hitting you with their summer premiere, our second year straight. Blaze Blue, Guilty Gear, KOF, Grand Blue, Them's Fighting Herds, and more. I have been told that this is actually a bumpin' Sailor Moon fighting game event coming at you now.
Yes.
That is July 15th at Balance Patch. And if you want to actually go to the beach, July 16th at Revere Beach. That is up here in our neck of the woods.
Have
Balance
you been
Patch
to a beach episode?
I was at last year.
Okay. I couldn't remember because, you know, I unfortunately have never been to a PvP premiere for one reason or another, which coincidentally is never my fault. It's not like I just choose not to go. I'm literally forced out of coming between disease and family, and it's the same story this year. But no, the events are amazing. It is a huge event here in New England. It takes over the entirety of Balance Patch, and there's, again, more games than you can count. Because that list that Brad just read to you plus Sailor Moon is like half the games. Like there's so more. Apparently, winner of this event needs to sign a that's this event.
Yeah.
That's literally
So Spencer's been very excited about this because we have the pop bonus here. So there is a W9 tax
there's
form
actual
on this
tax
table.
information here.
On this table that whoever wins this event has to fill out. And Spencer is very excited to make them do
and
this
you know what?
for some reason.
In the words of Brad, I'm not going to yuck his yum because as somebody that has to deal with these things on a daily, I didn't know you could be excited about this. But I guess there's a whole profession of CPAs and accountants
That's true.
I don't know. I just don't like it. Oh, finish up ads? Oh, we got more ads to talk about, Brad. Sorry. Dink literally distracted us.
Yeah, we derailed the ads in the middle to talk about tax information.
Tax benefits?
Tax benefits. Well, if you're worried about that, don't worry. The next offline Blue Beat Monthly is coming at you on August 19th. That is at Balance Patch on Boston, Mass. So yes, the beach episode, July, and then your regularly scheduled event over there on August 19th. And if we want to throw some love over to our Smash Friends Gay State Beatdown, benefiting the Trevor Project as a fundraiser for Pride Month. They are trying to reach their goal of $1,500 by June 30th. I gotta tell you, Gay State Beatdown, wonderful name. I read it and I stopped on a dime and like, this is insane. I love this name. I love this title.
But so one thing that I wish was actually in our read, because I didn't know about this till I saw the flyer. If that $1,500 goal is met, the team over there at K-State Beatdown will also add in an additional $250. So there is an incentive to hit that $1,500 other than being a great cause. And so obviously the Trevor Project has done a ton of work for the LGBTQ community, and it continues to do more every day. And it is a fantastic cause to be raising money for. So shout outs to the team over at K-State Beatdown. You can go ahead and use !Trevor in the chat to get that going. Click the link, do the thing. I feel like I've never ending talking about click links.
It's really true.
And there's more. There's more links to click, chat.
There is more, yes, because if you put in !MASH, you can check out Mash Harder. New England Smash are hosting Mash Harder on July 8th over at Balance Patch. You can sign up now for their singles and squad strike bracket over at start.gg/Mash Harder, or you can just put in !MASH.
We had a squad strike here as well today,
yes.
And I don't actually know what that means.
So the way it was explained to me is it's sort of like you construct a 3-man team and then do it like KOF style.
Oh.
That's how it was explained to me.
That's actually sick.
Yeah, it's an interesting format.
All right, we're still in it. Bunch, where are you?
No, we have our own format. That's fine.
Which, I mean, our format's OD too, but like, we're just going to collect formats, Brad. We got to collect them all.
Look, it's like a trading card game. There's more formats than there are cards. We want to show love to the last of our things. !Nesi. Nesi. Nesi. New England Smash Invitational. 6 qualifiers, 5 vote-ins coming at you on July 30th, 2023, featuring the likes of Light, Mars, Shard, Tyler, and Naito Sharp. big ups to them. I'm sure that's going to be really exciting. Start.gg/Nezzy, and you can tune in at twitch.tv/Collision Series TV.
Which today was a qualifier event for that.
Was it?
So if, I mean, you can see here the schedule. So there was Roadie something, Through the Wolf, Granite State Grind. That's actually a sick name. I love that.
That's a great name.
Yeah. And then so Meteor Management, which is today, June 10th, already is happening. So you missed your chance. Too bad. So sad. But July 1st, who's running an event that close to 4th of July? That is, I feel for you guys.
I mean, it's happening in Maine. And then Smash the Line first.
Wait, what does that mean?
I don't know. Smash the Line is also an OD event name.
Yeah, and it's Smash the Line 10. They've been doing this for a long time.
Good for them, hitting you in Enfield, Connecticut on July 29th. So yes, big ups to them. If you're into Smash Brothers, make sure you go and tune into all of that. Everybody loves a good invitational. Everybody loves the build-up in a tournament circuit to figure it out who's going to be able to come through and do it. I'm a fan myself.
Yeah. Have we run into this?
We have never, and I wish that we had.
Well, so we had the idea, and this is great. So we had remember way back when we had the idea to run our own Summit-style event?
Yes, I do remember that.
And I think it became our charity event that year was the Block Party event.
Yes.
That was kind of what we rolled into it. Yeah. But enough about us. Next up, we got Maine versus Boston, Ruin versus Kevin Teque, JP versus Ken. The hidden bosses collide.
Yeah. So what you'll know is that traditionally, when the secret boss comes out, the canon boss dies. So we're going to have to see which secret boss is the one that gets to do it here. JP versus Ken. I really wonder, like, this is such a unique matchup in this top 8. No one else is really representing a character like JP in this bracket so far, at least to this level. So I'm wondering how comfortable Kevin is about to be with this matchup. Doing a great job in the neutral game so far.
Yeah. Oh, he went second. Big damage coming in from Kevin. And I like your point about the main boss dying, but it immediately made me think of Sephiroth from Kingdom Hearts. Because you just find him on a cliff.
Oh, in Kingdom Hearts. I definitely heard Smash for some reason.
I didn't even say an S.
Smash is right there.
I didn't even say the letter S. But here we go. Kevin Teque with just a huge life lead. And yeah, you're not jumping against Kevin. I'm sorry, Ruin.
And Kevin's low forward placement here is really good. You can see that he's adding just enough frames before he does it that it's catching out Ruin in a lot of these spots. I like these little delays that he's using. Empty jump to make the anti-air with Kevin bringing out the cheap stuff. DP through the shadow. It's not going to be enough for him as Ruin is able to get the punish here. Knocked down into the Spire, sets up the portal.
And so this is again where the math comes into play. That portal has 50 frames of recovery unless it's the OD version. So it's not giving up Oki in the traditional sense, but it does mean he's not meeting you.
Right, so I mean, it just becomes a question of like, how does Kevin use that? And it depends on the knockdown, right? Because we looked into the knockdowns, and like his knockdowns are averaging sort of like in the 40 to 50 range. Yeah. So he might be like -5, he might be like +3, +4. But at that range, it doesn't matter all that much. What matters is how Kevin chooses to use the space on the screen. Getting the parry through the Spire, able to get a jump forward. Oh!
That's slick. Does get the drive rush counter hit as well.
So close to burnout though. Oh, okay. Early jump fierce works out here for him. Ruin in the corner, little micro shimmy. Kevin gets the burnout now.
This is
He's
scary.
on the back foot.
Oh,
Spire,
no!
nothing comes of it. If Kevin gets one more touch, you know he's got the confirmed Fireball. Nothing really comes of it. Whip from Ruin, nothing matters. DR forward, Kevin just lets it happen.
A little bit of chip, but critical art's a real thing now. So if Ruin ever finds himself in burnout, actually dead.
15 seconds left on the clock. Kevin actually doesn't have to do anything. It's like I was telling you.
The overhead!
It's like I was telling you. The zoning didn't matter. The second Kevin was out of burnout, it's like, what are you going to do? I'm going to parry everything.
Yeah.
You have to walk to me, my guy.
And I mean, that's even if like you get the spacing right. Like it's... The Spire is so reminiscent of Arbiter Sign. And we keep calling JP the NRS character. But like, man, there's a lot of stuff going on with this character. Snap. You're past it. Don't worry, it tracks.
Okay, he's got the answer with the DI. Ruin keeps checking him, and Kevin keeps passing the test. I don't know what that was, but he turns it into a little shimmy, so Kevin's completely on board with that.
Again!
Another shimmy. Take the throw, my guy.
Again!
Did he not teach you that in Bangor, Maine?
Oh no, it's over. Bop, bop, bop.
for the level 1-2. Kevin sitting at 1.5 bars going into this next round. It is winners finals, so this is still a 3 out of 5. Ruin has time to adapt. Traditionally, for a character like this, I find that that's pretty beneficial.
3 out of 5, you said?
Yeah.
All right, no cancel available on those standing kicks. Is, again, very close to burnout, like you were saying, but that's the OD parry from JP. Full invincibility. Sets up a snap. That's one of those close ones that Kevin might have actually been able to do something about. Crouching medium punches. Again, the God button anti-air.
Okay, Ruin checking the jabs after. You were talking about how he's an NRS character. One of the things that Street Fighter players could learn from MK players is with how universally lights are pretty negative, you need to be jabbing through these light strings.
Oh, wow! Drops the combo, though. That was actually the round-winning connection, and now you got to do it all over again.
That was another empty jump. Oh my God, Kevin! The misleading information. Man left the breadcrumbs to nothing. Empty jump. Oh, you're not going to anti-air anymore. This time I get the jump in.
And you could actually see it on Ruin's face. They were super disappointed with how that round ended up. That's grimy.
That's messed up.
It didn't really amount to much, but it's the thought that counts.
No, I mean him getting the throw there.
Oh, I was
talking
talking
about
about
hit into back throw. Damn, Kevin got away with murder.
Yeah, I was talking about the cross-up out of the teleport.
No, Kevin definitely mashed throw and just got away with it.
Yeah. Actually, what is throw startup in this game? You know, because we've been doing a lot of Guilty Gear Strive, which is a 2-frame reversal option.
I actually don't know off the top of my head. 5-frame? Work.
So that's not great. Don't use that as your reversal, chat. Enough.
I was worried that Ruin was not going to get the kill with that, and I was like, do not give Kevin the chance.
No, Kevin will punish you given the opportunity. And, I mean, it's great that JP has such a great combo after landing DI, right? Like, it's pretty much a guaranteed combo as long as you do the inputs properly, and it does give you the full screen to work with again.
Wow, Kevin's surrendering a lot of space here, lets himself get walked all the way back to the corner, and this is what I was talking about. Like, right, Ruin can't just be a passive zoner. You need to earn space.
Yeah, I went for the crouching medium punch, anti-air, and it ended up being too close. So Kevin went up and over. Counter hit.
Oh, he tried to get it after the portal that time, but he was a little bit too far away. Overhead comes out. DI on DI violence.
No.
Kevin just barely going to avoid burnout. We have level 3. How far is Kevin going to choose to push this? I don't think he spends the bar. He wants to do it on the next touch.
Yeah, he wants to guarantee the kill. The throw is going to be good. Doesn't even need
have to spend the bar.
Yeah.
That's ideal for Kevin now, who is on set point to move on to grands in the winner's side.
Yeah, and then Kevin's meter management is actually pretty solid so far today. We haven't really seen too much errant, meter usage outside of maybe drive bar, but I mean that's just such a constant recovering resource that it's not that end of the world. That's
Ruin's done. Kevin's in his head.
Yeah, it's looking a little rough here. The
God
OD,
damn.
I don't know. I think it was the grab one, honestly. The grab ghost.
Ruin's going to have to impress me a lot to turn this one around. I'm not going to lie. This is such a rough spot to be in. Like, on your best estimation, you're going to get killed by the slow overhead anyway. But I was like, your best case scenario, you're still looking at like 3 touches with CA.
With critical art, yeah. Like that's the crucial bit is like you do get like a guaranteed couple thousand damage out of the critical art, but it's you gotta get to that situation, and I think at that point they were still technically healthy enough that it would have just been the super version.
No, they had CA.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, even then, 3 touches in critical damage, like that's not against Kevin. And Kevin's totally okay playing lane.
No, absolutely.
Like,
we've seen that.
He was literally just holding back.
Yeah. Well, and more than that, right? Like, the thing that exposed that round there was Kevin was doing nothing but like the early jab out of DR.
Yeah.
Because he wants to read DI. There's layer 1. Layer 2, wait that extra little bit of time. Ruin was counter poking to be like, well, I'm going to take my turn if you're in range. And then with punishing the sweep. That happened like 3 times in a row. Into the corner offense that was then like throw, shimmy work, shimmy work, shimmy work. It was,
Which means
he had his number.
The drive rush into DI punish, like that works on both levels. Because if you do get the frame 1 jab, crouching, standing, whatever your quickest one is, if it hits, just keep pressing jab, you'll get a combo.
Right.
If it gets DI'd, just hit DI. Like,
Yeah.
it is a two option coverage. And I mean, jab in this game is just universally good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there's a character that can't just link them together.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's the weakness of jabs is that they're basically universally minus on block, so you can't really string pressure together with
Yeah.
jabs like you might have in previous games. Like Tick throws aren't particularly strong against anyone that's willing to. I just looked down to see people like literally working out on the turf on the floor next to like the jump rope and the Jenga tower. That completely derailed my
Derailed
vibe.
you. But so I was going to make a point that might have derailed you too, because I know this was a sticking point for you for a lot of 5. The jabs that we're talking about are only -2. Like, they're negative, sure, but they're still safe for the most part.
No, they are safe, but the point being is that if you're letting your opponent jab 2 or 3 times on you on block, you are affording them a leniency that they don't deserve.
And by the way, that wasn't a universal number, chat. I don't assume all jabs are -2. Do your
They're
own
minus, but safe.
do your own research, chat. Check the Facebook group.
I mean, I don't know about all that. There's some wild ones out there. I'll tell you something about birds a little bit later, but before that, we got Mozz versus Burkish.
You mean government drones?
Of course.
So
Why do you
this
think
is
Ken moved away from his fortune? It had nothing to do with Mad Gear.
oh, it was crypto.
It's the KNFTs.
NFTs, that's filthy. I hate that. Speaking of hate, Burkish kind of hating it right now, getting beat up in the corner. But I mean, this is Mozz from earlier. This is the matchup that we saw him play against Zaferino and honestly annihilated him. So
Yeah, I think, so Zaf had told me that his Ryu is very fresh. It's only a few days old. Granted, most of them are only a few days old, but compared to the rest of the cast, he's not played Ryu very much. Meanwhile, Burkish has been playing Ryu. Outside of the betas, he's been playing Ryu.
yeah.
So definitely a little bit more seasoned, and I think he's had a little bit more comfortable of an approach to the ground game in terms of trying to be an aggressive, right?
Lennox-
Using a lot more stance.
Lennox did say that Burkish, I think he said he won both events last week with the Ryu. So like, there's definitely a lot of practice behind it. And you know, the question that I had was demo Ryu the same balance that this is? I haven't found an answer, but I also haven't looked that hard.
I think that it is, but don't quote me. Oh, the jab check on the Dragon Lance. Burkish is so ready. Perfect carry comes out from Mozz, who gets the punish counter. Not a lot of damage, but the corner carry here is important. Doesn't have the crosscut. In fact, puts himself in the corner. Real unfortunate. Now Burkish has the throw loop pressure. Second throw, jab whip. Third throw. Do I see 4? I see 4!
He really did it to him. He said, "Welcome to Street Fighter."
This sucks, don't it?
Man, you won't find that in Guilty Gear, chat. I'll tell you that much.
Okay.
Nice little trip up. Wow.
I
Not
love
often we see that from Burkish.
I love this from Burkish, though. Burkish has made the decision to be like, word, scrapping it up with you, not really working.
Yeah.
I'm going to beat you with just solid Street Fighter fundamentals. And Burkish has played this style of fighter for far longer than Mozz has. Mozz is able to cash out the CA here, but the CA comes out of a perfect parry punish. So this is an unfortunate degree of damage. There is minimum scaling to a CA, but it could have been a little more.
Yeah, and I mean, I actually really like the perfect parry because it's twice
Oh,
now
no.
in that exact scenario. Wow. Burkish did try to jump up with it too. But
It was a tough spot. You needed a level 1 to get out there.
man, you're really distracted by these exercises.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with that.
So it's part of the Uptime Academy benefits is they do go through some like exercises like hand stretches and things like that to make sure that you're a universally rounded video game player.
Oh, so it's like Gen Eds.
Sure. But what was I gonna say? Mozz has been fairly consistent in the answers to the parry rushes from Burkish. A couple perfect parries and a couple nice little subjective answers. But right now in burnout. Gonna be a tough spot.
Love that from Burkish. He's so ready. Recognized that the only answer for the fireball was neutral jump, which means DR forward into a far-reaching anti-air is checkmate in that spot. Mozz still pressing the issue here. I will remind everybody, given this is losing semis, we are back to 2 out of 3 for this set.
Oh, we got the wall splat. Does he got loops? Nah, Mozz don't got those. Slow overhead, good block there from Burkish. Gets the hit. Oh, this is critical art. It's on the table. Spend it. He's got the cash to spend.
Yeah, that will be a kill. I have every expectation. Yeah. I was going to say, if that doesn't kill, I look forward to seeing this in the highlight reel at the end of the month on a certain channel.
What channel would that be, Brad? Just so I can know about it later on. I've never heard of such a channel before.
Okay, nice punish on the Dragonlance. We get the nice pickup off that standing medium take punish counter, and you can see Burkish really fishing with standing Pierce.
Yeah, and I mean, we've talked about the Dragonlance being plus a few times now.
I'm sorry, I double checked. It's only heavy version is plus on block.
Okay, but I mean, regardless, you gotta hit it on block still. If you just whiff it, you're taking big damage. And this life lead from Burkish is insurmountable because it is it's a perfect.
All right, we're going to game 3, and once again, semifinals. There's only one more game in the set to see who's going to get to
best of
move on
one
and play against Ruin. Yeah, it's a best of one. It's this hot new format, best of one, single elim.
If you've entered a Costa bracket, you're familiar.
No whiff punish there on the whiff step kick. Instead, Burkish spits the back throw, choosing to go for, oh, interesting choice from Burkish. DR into immediate DI, spends a lot of drive gauge, but now has the lockdown in the corner, delay on the throw. Okay.
Air to air. The air to air is an interesting thought. Is it interesting because I think it's the, that's insane. That's so gross. But I think the air to air is the option if he's too close to DP and doesn't want to risk the cross cut. And that's it. That's all right. Burkish wins.
And
Burkish wins.
But so what you were saying, that's a skill that Burkish developed from Urian, right? Urian had slower anti-airs, and if you were right on top of him, the right answer was jump back jab. So Burkish has that muscle memory already from playing Gears of Street Fighter 5 with a character with a similar deficiency. And that's going to be important in this game because I find a lot of characters lack in anti-airs to deal with very deep jump-ins.
Yeah, and if you're not trusting your cross cuts at the moment, if you are a character that has them, I think it makes so much sense. And there's a lot of good air-to-air options. Punish counter coming out. I think the first time today, honestly. Wake up reversal. Spends the cash, but
it's too late to punish because it's too far away. I think you could have gone for, if he had more bar, he would have cashed out the rest of the drive gauge.
I think you're alive.
You are alive, but you're in burnout.
Oh,
which puts this in a great spot. If I'm Mozz, he's 100% churning super on wake up. He should have churned super on wake up.
I don't know what he did.
He blocked and died.
There's no way Fireball did that much damage.
That was OD Fireball.
He's like 5%. What is this game?
Damage matters. Look, chip damage only happens when you're in burnout.
Yeah.
So chip damage is heavy. I am seeing guaranteed chip sequences of like 20% life. That shit Colleen was doing in VT1, which no one used. To kill you from 15% life for full V-trigger and full CA, characters are doing it for A level 2.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just catching me off guard because it's so fresh. I'm used to like chip being that last like 2% of your health bar.
It's different. I love to see it because I've missed chip not being in the games, right? Like we played Street Fighter 5 for a very long time. Chip was not a factor in Street Fighter 5. The only way to die to chip was to block a super, which EX moves for a lot of the cast were so strong that you didn't often, like there were certain characters who were good at using supers, and then there were other characters that like never did. And I think the fact that the way they've worked chip in to be like, word, laming somebody out and playing chip is not a primary win condition, but mismanagement of OD gauge, or you choosing to prioritize damaging their drive gauge by way of using your supers in an interesting way or getting good punishes, is going to make the difference where suddenly Chip is a super legitimate factor.
Yeah, and there's a lot of like nuances with burnout in general too. Like, you know, the fact that jumping makes it return slower versus just being on the ground. Hitting and getting hit makes it come back faster.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, at
even
least
the sliver step stuff, like that matters for your regular combo routes, absolutely. But that's something that can be beneficial for you if you're in burnout and you manage to get a hit, right? Every little frame of micro walking is returning you to having drive gauge just that little bit faster.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just meter management at its core. Which shout outs to the venue and the event for living up to the name, because some of these players are not doing what they need to do to manage it.
Yeah, hey, you know what? That's really what this event is it's a seminar. And what's going on is Doctor and I are your speakers. We're here to educate you about proper meter management.
All right, when we go over my resume later, I'm putting this on there then.
You already have Casa on there.
I think I do. Yeah.
For context, there's a completely unrelated Casa on Doctor's resume.
Which I don't think that company exists anymore.
It probably doesn't, but that means you can completely fabricate what's on it, and no one's ever going to be able to
I think that was one of those churn and burn startups where you build it as fast as possible and sell it to the first willing participant.
So, like, most startups.
Yeah. 90% of startups, unless you are an esports startup. And then in case you only sell when you get defunct.
Anyway, Ruin versus Burkish losers finals. We are back to 3 out of 5 for the remainder of the evening. And I've never sat on the character select screen long enough to see this.
I don't know why they were watching this. Dink's been giving them thumbs up for like 5 minutes
they're
now.
vibing.
I don't care. Play the match.
Street Fighter 6 is a vibe, damn it.
Sure.
The music's good.
But
Don't at me.
We're at a tournament. Play the game.
Don't at me.
Hurt each other in game.
Can y'all tell it's been a long day? Our allergies are killing us right now.
I've been here all day. We should got here OD early too.
We got here OD early, but I'm so glad I got to play some casuals.
Yeah.
Even
I did.
Yeah. The last event that we went to offline was when we did something at Next Level a week ago.
Trust on PS5.
What's on PS5? I did not have my converter, so I could not play.
Yep.
So I have not gotten to play in person until this weekend, and it has been spectacular. I got to do it for the gram.
I just want to let y'all know, they were rapping to the song, and that's why they're waiting.
Oh.
I could tell from their lip flaps that are beyond the mask. So we might be here for a while.
All right, that also means that Dink has X-ray vision, so everyone be careful.
You got your lead boxers on, right?
I never leave home without them.
Is it painted lead or physical lead? Does it matter? That's a good question. Can I just use lead paint to block out X-ray? Or does it have to be lead?
I don't know. I'll ask, not Zack Snyder, but I'll ask James Gunn when the new Superman movie comes out.
Soon TM. But so this is a live match, chat, not a button. And we do have Burkish versus Ruin, JP versus Ryu, and man, I really want to see JP and Grand, even though it didn't go great for him last time. But I just think the character is super fun, and he's got some stuff that is very interesting to watch.
Yeah, managed to get out the Spire. You see Burkish using a lot of neutral jump, but I think Burkish doesn't have that layer to his game that we saw Kevin bring to the table, which was making it much more difficult for Ruin to contend with how Kevin Teque was using Arrow Broke. Damn, buffers the DP out of standing there. Okay, plus frames off the dungeon.
Yeah, and we have the cameras for the players too, so I literally just saw Burkish just go. Like, he knew that Derive Impact Raw was not the solution to his problem there.
All right, press the issue. Oh no, he was early on the crouch jab meaty, and now just like that, he's back out, jump in, the Spire covers him.
You remember earlier when Bunch said they're jumpable? Well, technically true.
Bunch also thought Guile in the beta was fine. Don't listen to Bunch.
That was memes. Everybody knew that character was stupid. Oh, that was so crazy. Burkish had the answer, and it was just shy of getting it to hit.
Dink almost fell out of their chair. I'm exposing y'all. I'm ripping down the green curtain. Dink rolled so far back in their chair, they almost fell over. Burkish puts themselves in Burnout in order to cash out into level 3 here, but now having Ruin locked down in the corner on the back foot. Ruin's got plenty of resources, but the neutral jump punish, that was a very hungry DI. In fact, depending on what Burkish did, the armor would have still taken the damage enough that Ruin may have died anyway.
Yeah, that's actually true. But, okay. Yeah, I do like this from JP. I think you were up here when I compared this to Bardoc's level 3. The frequency. Oh, okay. I was going to say, in the amount of frequency that we've seen JP's level 3, very reminiscent to release Bardock.
I think that's fair. I'll also say, like, as a character who wants to try to play a more long-range game, flying with the command grab to be able to close that one out with a perfect first game on the board for Ruin. What I was going to say, damn, that's a fast load time. I can't even go on my tangent.
Yeah, you gotta get quicker, Brad. The 2-sentence rule is actually Street Fighter 6, the game.
It really is. They're like, oh, you want to do a deep dive into what's going on? You better turn your Twitter page into High Fight.
So right now we do have Ruin again with the life lead, trying to just keep it together.
No.
That was the parry!
What's insane is he managed to land on the same side. Another OD parry. I actually really like that from Ruin, and I'll tell you why. Because now, Burkish can't block or he'll get put into Burnout.
He's in Burnout. He blocked.
Because he blocked.
How dare you? But I mean, the OD parry is actually kind of twisted.
Yeah, Burkish is in a tough spot here. And if I'm Ruin, yeah, you have 2 bars now. At my nearest opportunity, I'm setting out Hellzone. I mean, maybe not now because Burkish is out of Burnout. Oh, a little bit late on the neutral jump.
I mean, Burkish is loving that neutral jump, and it's been so successful for him. And I mean, that's just, Burkish got something. But the initiatives are great. We've seen it from a few of these shuttle players today, and just like the neutral, raw jump, empty, doesn't even do anything with it. And it's catching so many people, I don't want to say bad habits, but like the raw DIs or the big buttons.
Yeah. Well, it's a common thing, particularly for Ken, I think, more than Ryu, because Ken jumping fierce goes so far down.
So deep.
But for both of them, like, it's a great universal delay tech catch. Yeah.
The Ghosts doing a fairly good job, and again, Ruin just throwing the lead away. We got the critical art on deck here for Burkish. Does he spend it here or save it? Saves it.
No, he wants one more touch. Goes for the shimmy. It's not going to work. If Ruin had gone for a different combo route, that could have been everything. Blocks it, manages to get away from it. Nice jump in over the shadow. Flush frames. It's going to be. Micro shimmy works out for Burkish. We're not going to have the CA in the back just yet. Goes for solar plexus punches. Has Ruin locked down in the corner. One more touch is all he needs. I cannot believe Ruin was hitting buttons. That's punishable.
Yeah, even with the punish counter for the bonus damage. But, so, this is losers finals, so it should be 3-5 if my brain is working properly. So, both players sitting on full meter, not drive meter. Okay.
Oh my god, I can see Burkish reeling back in the chair like, god damn, that's actually messed up. Goes into the level 3 here now. This is looking pretty reminiscent of game 1. Back and forth, and then game 3, Ruin gets that early level 3 out. Locked down in the corner.
The last time,
my god, that covered him.
It tracks. It's a big tracker, Brad.
If nobody got me, the ghost of M. Bison got me.
Is that canon?
No, but he's his accountant. I'm sure he was skimming some psycho power off the top. That is canon. JP is actually the accountant of Shadow Lord.
You know what? He looks like he's skimming more than Shadow Power. But either way, Burkish...
He definitely got some bips and dollars out of it. Look at that suit.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the Office Space scam going.
Office Space?
Yeah, you've never seen that movie?
No, I have. I didn't realize Ryu was wondering where his stapler is.
Listen, this man didn't even have shoes until this year. He's lost.
He's definitely not wearing the minimum amount of flair. Do not get in a reference off with me, Doctor. Round on the board for Burkish. Down 2 games in this losers finals right now. It is looking like if Burkish does not make a big adaptation to how he's bringing the neutral game, that we're going to be seeing a run back in Grand.
Yeah, and I mean, that fits the storylines that we've been trying to create today. Secret boss versus secret boss. You saw it in winners finals, but here comes again the secret boss of Bangalore, Maine, going up against one of Massachusetts' better players here in Burkish.
Okay. Nice little punish. I feel like I need to look at that poke and see if there's something more that's coming out of it. Because Ruin keeps getting that poke, but
and punish
nothing
counter.
comes of it.
Yeah, it's punish counter. He gets it too. But Burkish able to close out the game here. Gets one on the board. I don't know exactly what button that is, so I don't know.
I feel like I was about to say chat, tell me, but you know you're not here to tell me because I don't have chat open. If it's standing strong, okay. I assume it's standing strong. Apparently that's only +1 on hit. So even on punish
Is that
counter,
on punish counter though?
Punish counter it would be +5. But at that range, you're not getting anything. In which case it makes sense.
Nice check there with the drive confirmed. Counter hit into the command grab. That's vicious. Man,
No,
range.
Vicious is muted right now.
Actually, so you might know who is the default like first ever commentators to
I don't
show
know.
up?
I haven't turned it on. Sorry, guys.
I don't know what to tell you.
All right, Fireball beats out the clone. Burkish on the back foot in this round, but he did manage to finally get a game on the board. Nice jump from Burkish. Damn, these low forwards are cooking right now. Ruin does not want to block his toes. Oh, that was definitely an accidental input.
Overhead coming out of the ghost. Yeah.
Meaty OD Spire, that's checkmate.
I don't even know what you can even do there.
Wake up level 1, maybe you iframe through it, or the first hits of your Hadouken beat it, but then you're on recovery, and JP can probably just stick out
The
another
Spire again, yeah. I like the idea from Ruin, but as we've learned a few times today, fireballs, they're pretty DI safe.
It depends on the spacing. It depends on which fireball you do. Shimmy works out for Burkish. You get the DP right into the level 3. You're alive, but this is such a strong spot for Burkish.
I think you're still on like half a bar. Yeah, you got half a bar DI or drive, basically. Oh, that Teque saved your life.
Ooh, love that from him. OD fireball right into the roundhouse. You thought you had some space to maneuver. You absolutely did not. Stop trying to take your turn.
Psych. The fireballs. Oh, he's got the empowered edition now. Spends it immediately.
Yeah, so the adjustment that Burkish is making here is he's starting to choose to play alternating between like low forward and standing fierce range and fireball range. And it's like, it's not far enough out that Ruin feels comfortable zoning. So instead, Ruin is struggling in the mid-range to find how to compete with it.
Yeah.
There's DI was an attempt at an answer, and Burkish is so ready to already represent how to blow that up. There it is again, the low forward working out this time, and Burkish is able to close that one out. We are going to game 5 in our losers finals.
Yeah, I mean, Burkish very clearly made the adaptation around DI, right? Because he was kind of getting beat up by it in the earlier games here. But now, very clearly looking for Ruin to just send it. Because Ruin will send it.
I can't believe that connected. I feel like Ruin must have had time to do something. DI forward wants the, TR forward wants the maximum corner carry.
OD.
What a block on the overhead.
We got some germs exploding in his face. So Burkish spent the meter, goes into burnout, but was still able to block the DI in time. And I mean, this life lead is crazy.
Yeah, this is a spot where I think it's totally fine to go into burnout. No, he's just too far away, and that's going to be a big starter there for Ruin, who earns some space for himself. But there's so little drive gauge, has to teleport to try to make something happen.
This is a scary spot to be in for Ruin. Yeah, half a touch away from burnout. Couldn't spend any of the meter himself. Had to just block and unfortunately got impatient there. And so now it is set point for Burkish to make the reverse 3-0.
Wow, you can even see Burkish is just jab checking a lot in these spots where it's like, yeah, I'm too far away for you to whiff punish. If you go for a TI, I'm going to be able to cancel it immediately. That's all this is.
Wow. Holding that block button to dodge the ghosts.
Early jump fierce has Ruin locked down in the corner. Burkish can't afford to eat a punish counter, so you can see he's not going to commit to too risky of an option just
As you
that.
say.
Well, thankfully his drive gauge had come back a fair bit by then.
And I mean, it was what, a whiff throw, I think? So it's not even, it's committal, but it's not that committal. So we are going to see a nice anti-air again from Burkish. And I mean, it is very similar to like you were saying about the Urian point with the air-to-air. He's just using the crouching heavy punch, which is just the same thing as up elbow from Urian.
Yeah. All right.
Level 3 on the table. That could kill pretty much many confirmed.
It could. That's all Burkish needs. Backing off a little bit.
had it.
Didn't believe and didn't cancel the low forward either. If I'm Ruin, please go into level 3. It will cause the burnout if it doesn't kill. And then Ruin can play for chip after to bring this to the final round.
I don't think it kills. Yeah, empty, but still alive. OD Ghosts.
Oh, I wonder if that was supposed to be Heavy Spire and he just didn't get it.
Burkish.
Oh my god! Ruin! All you needed to do was commit to OD Spire!
And Burkish steals all the color from the game to reverse 3-0 Ruin, securing his loser side grand finals position. And you gotta feel for Ruin. They had it.
They made one crucial mistake that avoided a final game, final round situation. Committing to an OD Spire when they already had him locked down there. He was in burnout. It was all you needed.
Yeah.
And it's something that we had seen them do already as well. So I'm like doubly like, oh my god, you were so cognizant of it everywhere else that you played in bracket. And now here we are, where it matters, and you get caught out for it. A damn shame. The narrative ruined.
True. But it's not the only narrative we had today.
It is not.
Because now we get to follow up on the Boston-specific one of Burkish versus Kevin Teque.
Indeed.
Which this has been a bit of a tough matchup because Kevin, for a while, wasn't exactly coming to the weekly local.
Yes.
Now this is before times, before the pandemic.
Long ago.
Yeah, long ago, many years. It's actually many years.
That feels really weird to say now.
Yeah, right. But
we used to joke about it like year one pandemic. It would be like the long ago. It was like 4 months.
No, it's actually like 4 years now. Yeah. But so Kevin would show up occasionally, kick everyone's ass, and disappear into the shadows. So for a lot of times, grand finals was Zaf versus Burkish. And it was almost a coin flip a lot of times where you'd be like, man, I don't actually know who's going to take it this time. And so Kevin, who just shows up at regionals and majors, takes first place, and disappears into the shadows, is looking to do the same again today.
Yeah, well, we'll see whether that remains the narrative for the duration of Street Fighter 6, right? Obviously, right now, the game is fresh. Everyone's super excited to come out. I know BP had its day one sort of, or like week one.
Yeah, they ran 2 events last week, I think, at BP.
Yeah, and I know on Saturday they had like a whole bunch of people come out. Okay, we're being told by the voice of God that right now, across the Street Fighter 6 locals that have happened, Kevin and Burkish are 1-1.
So it's funny because he mistyped and Ding threw up the 10-1, and I fully believed that.
That's
like no, that was the story of Street Fighter 5 though. So like, I'm not without reason to think that I wasn't being lied to, but it's you mentioned that it might not be the story anymore that Kevin can just show up and win events. But
I didn't say that. I mean, it might not be the story that Kevin doesn't show up to stuff anymore.
Oh, true. Okay.
It might be like, with how strong online practice tools are right now, with how motivated a lot of the community feels right now, it's super possible that Kevin is motivated to keep coming rather than grinding at home. We'll have to see.
Because the reason I was,
and that's a scary thought, right?
It is.
Kevin just grinding at home with house sessions was already a bracket team.
In multiple titles, this is what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about Street Fighter, they did the same thing in Dragon Ball. Like the exact same thing. And so here we are, grand finals of meter management. This is going to be the end of the day, chat. We have potentially one last best of 5 today for Street Fighter 6, and it is the Shoto matchup, the lore matchup. Let's see what gets done.
All right, Kevin trying to play something of his own game, manages to get in behind the fireball onto the DR. Burkish using that empowered Hadouken, and we're trying to play some footsies right now, some strong nukes. Jump in, but we commit to the jumping fierce, so Kevin doesn't get a whole lot for it. We are back to the immediately. Wow, these guys are comfortable playing the fireball game right now.
And you know what? As everybody says, we're finally back to the true Street Fighter, the neutral game. They're playing nowhere near each other.
Gone are the days of Street Fighter 5, standing strong +2, standing strong +2, standing strong +2, beat trigger cancel.
Now we just got crouching medium kick into fireball.
And then the glowing green stuff from full screen.
The weird paint flash that I don't understand.
Nice whiff punish there from Kevin, who at 45 seconds has managed to reclaim the lead. OG fireball, and we get a nice pickup. Burkish is going to have to be wary of trying to play up to his zoning game, and the throw now, Kevin draws first blood with the first round on the board.
And again, punish counter throw does a bajillion damage. Like, it is something you have to be so worried about. But I'm still kind of struck at that confirmed Kevin had with the Fireball Drive Rush link. Punish counter? Oh, we're going for a ride.
Yeah, speaking to the link. Oh, no. Manages to catch out Burkish for teching. Now on the back foot, Kevin has him in the corner.
Bah.
I see throw number 1. What are we going to get next? Meaty stand fierce. Nothing really comes of it. DR. Oh, we almost got a trade confirmed there.
That Burkish pump parry! And Burkish is like, yep, I messed up on that one.
He's blaring Foo Fighters in the headphones. Done. On to the next one.
And it's tight because he wanted the drive rush there. That's really what he was looking for.
You can see, so here's one of the difficulties. Burkish's primary adjustment to DR has been standing jab checks, but the fact that Kevin is using the fireballs to supplement his ground game means that Burkish can't really do that. So Kevin is dictating the pace around the fireball game. You're going to throw fireballs to deal with my perfect parry through the DI. How far are we going to press this? We don't have the bar to try to kill out the drive gauge. OD fireball. Nice check on the DR. Oh, perfect parry of his own.
That gave so much meter back. Able to spend it a little bit for the drive rush forward. Gets the cross counter to actually connect. And look at that meter from Kevin. Burkish not pushing tempo though.
Love this. Burkish has made the adjustment. Word, I'm never going to play a fireball game. You throw a fireball, I'm going to parry it. And I'm going to keep jab checking your DRs.
But look at the meter right here from Burkish.
Oh,
able to
jab
beat it out.
checking the DRs. Wake up level 1 is going to get punished. Burkish gets the round.
And you know what? Kevin's done that a few times now where they do try to like test the waters by throwing out the level 1. If you're not ready for it, you might get got. But Burkish, he's been around the block before, gets the punish counter.
Okay, no whiff punish, an attempt at it, but Kevin was a little bit late there. We're playing super slow and methodical right now. Burkish back to that fireball game. I'm a little bit intrigued, but Kevin is still surrendering space, so I think Burkish is okay with that.
Yeah, and now they're both adjusting to the parry game. They're aware of what they get out of it, and they're using it to their best ability. But
oh, okay. I think that was late. I think punish counter low forward does link into itself, so Burkish was
no!
That was supposed to be a DP. He
Yeah.
gets destroyed by the buffer system somehow.
I say we've talked about it a few times at length today, where it's just sometimes it's not your friend, but full meter here for Burkish. Level 3 on deck.
Okay.
Oh, great sweep.
Blocks it standing, so a little bit less. Oh, if you get another DR, I wish you would have spent the last DR. That would have guaranteed this was killed, I think. Instead, Kevin is going to be on the back foot.
No, that's the flood of life.
Yeah, maybe not. It'll depend.
But, I mean, either way, Kevin still doesn't have his critical art, so he's got to land a hit. Granted, if he gets a combo, it will gain him enough meter because you gain it so fast in this game. But look at them, just trading fireballs and parries!
What did I say about the fireball game? You can't just sit on your laurels in a fireball game. Kevin throws the fireballs, but Burkish can just parry. He has the life lead. He sees the flash, short check.
Yeah, and it's how many times are you going to learn that the parry is essentially a block that doesn't lose you drive meter. Like, I've been calling it a block button all day. And that's technically not
I hate
right.
that, though.
Yeah, like it's not right, but it's.
I wish you would stop.
I'm not going to because
I know you're not going to.
It's technically the same thing. But like, it's so effective because you still have the same frames as if you had simply blocked it. You're just not meter negative.
Oh no! Nice pickup here from Kevin. Critically gonna spend a little bit more time with this quarter control.
Oh,
no, you should not have tech control. My guy, please take the throw.
Yeah, do it again. Oh, anti-air. Okay. Nice parry, but it's still covered by the throw.
That forward momentum. Oh, punish counter throw works out there for Kevin. Gets around here in game 3.
Yeah, this is Street Fighter 6 take the throw with loops involved?
I think yes, because punish counters are a real problem.
They're quite good. Throw escape. Nice tech there from Kevin Tech. All right, nice confirm here from Burkish. Gonna be able to get quite a life lead. Now it's his turn for some loops.
You just asked if you take the throw. That was like 30% life for 1 OD bar, and it costs you an OD bar.
That's enough? Nah, not quite. Did throw him in a burnout, but he's perfect health.
Yeah, Burkish is secure. All of these are easy checks. Standing short connects at the very tip. Perfect KO, 1 round apiece. Now in game 3.
Yeah, I feel like we might be going the distance as we do get the big offense coming out of Burkish. Confirms right into the level 3, eating up as much of that drive bar as possible. Not quite burnout, but you only got 1 left. What
I
do
think
you
you
do?
DR forward and try to press the issue. Okay,
Air to
jump
air?
back jab. There it is, using the OD fireball to make sure that Kevin... Oh, What a great spot to sweep there from Kevin. Managed to get out of the corner, parries the DI. I guess Burkish didn't believe he was going to be able to DI in time. Finds the anti-air.
The parry's actually going to work, but it doesn't matter because the jump keeps him safe, gets him going. Burkish able to take game 3.
What's even smarter about that is that's a spot where, like, because of the parry, Kevin's inclination is like, well, you're going to try to throw because that's what beats parry. You don't know if I'm going to hang on to it. So the neutral jump there is Burkish playing at level 2.
Yeah, and it was a really kind of weird dance at the end where they were both super immediate to pump parry because it's been kind of the way the game's played for the last game and a half. But it's, I don't know, like if you delay just long enough your offense, suddenly you get going, gets the crush slump.
So what's so interesting about that is it's very telling about where we're at in the mental stack now, that Kevin isn't thinking about DI and neutral. He got caught out for that. That gives Burkish this early lead now in game 4.
And we're just pushing tempo again. Gets the dragon kicks, does get the hit afterwards. We try to tick it.
Oh my god. We have circled all the way back around in terms of options. We go into the level 1. Is that going to be enough to kill? No, it isn't, but Burkish is sitting so comfortably.
And
we saw this already.
Burnout, basically next hit. Doesn't need it. Just going to get the short kick to close out the round. And Burkish is now on reset point.
That he is indeed. Back to parry pumping here is Kevin, but Kevin needs to start to be mindful of that DI. Burkish has circled it back around in terms of the RPS of the mental stack. Kevin hasn't adapted to it yet.
And Burkish has kind of stolen it from Kevin, right? Because we were talking way early, fireball into rush. And that is now what Burkish is bringing to the table. Doesn't get the cross cut and is eating a ton of damage for it.
Nice attack.
That's so smart,
oh my
but
god,
the burger parry is even better!
Jab trades. Going for it. I love the fact that we can confirm that. Gets the anti-air there. Back roundhouse. We're playing purely for drive gauge damage here. Kevin
just
hangs
holding
on to parry just to get the extra bit.
Is losing out quite a bit of meter here. Nice check there, though. And now it's Kevin's tech to run offense.
Oh my god, he actually backdashed in the corner there. Thought that it was went for like super high variance play to beat throw. Kevin manages to navigate through this scramble and cash out the level 3 now to be able to presumably close out this round, and indeed they do, saving up reset point for at least another round.
Yeah, and that was really nice because they were actually able to get the link there. We've seen a couple of Kens now not quite have the timing down, so you get the non-animation version of the level 3, which doesn't do as much for you in that scenario. But Kevin looking to get some loops going again. 1, 2.
That's 2.
What's the shimmy?
Kevin's gone for shimmy after throw 2 every time.
What? What did Kevin push?
I actually blinked. I missed it.
I genuinely thought he was mid-block. But it's not even like counter hit or anything. He just got crushed. But
yeah, this is the early jab out of DR. Jesus.
Look at the little
stutter
jiggles.
stepping.
Just straight. Oh man, we're playing with some fundamentals today, chat. Drive rush, big parries coming out of Kevin though.
That's a huge jump. Burkish has been a little transparent with the towards roundhouse check to try to call out.
Counter?
Oh, punish counter back throw is huge. Has to spend the OD to try to get out of the corner, but this is actually great. Maybe it's not great for Burkish.
I don't know. I'm kind of torn between because that brain up bar is already halfway back. But
yeah,
I mean,
you got to start chucking some plasma.
No!
That's why you got to start chucking some plasma, because it forces Kevin into an unfortunate situation. Now Kevin forced the block, just barely gets back in time. The trade could have been bigger for him, but Kevin now drops the combo, doesn't manage to get it, and low shorts from Burkish. We have reset the bracket.
It's kind of killer out here. They are fiending for this
Don't
W.
look that calm, damn it.
Right? Like, they're both just motionless, chilling, ready to play more video games.
I'm sick of this I'm ready for the next fight nonsense. No, that was hype as hell.
See, here's the problem. They play each other too often. We need to, like, separate them for, like, 6 months and then bring them back here.
Okay, OD Fireball coming up from Burkish. The way that Burkish's game plan is developing around Kevin right now is so fascinating. Kevin now having this lockdown in the corner, but he spent so much drive bar in order to get here, and the drive bar's gone.
I was going to say, Kevin does have a...
Oh my god.
I don't think that was intentional.
Oh, it was 1,000,000%
that one
intentional.
Was. Got the charge up too. This isn't a kill combo, but we're trying to close up the life bar. The shimmy connects. Burkish is looking clean. I was trying to mention Kevin's little clutch factor that sometimes shows up, but it might not exist in 6 yet.
See, turning into a little frame trap there off the standing short. Burkish now using the stand short of his own, choosing to just get the Denjin charge.
I do like that. In terms of Fireball War, it gives you a little bit of that edge without having to spend your own OD meter. Granted, you could just jump it if you're Kevin Teque.
Delays.
Parry.
Okay, such a great parry there from Burkish.
He didn't like gain any meter from it though. It was too deep, I guess. Oh no. You talked about how deep that heavy punch is on jumping.
Trading corners right now, really posturing.
Oh!
Okay, but that's the same situation we saw in the last round from Kevin, getting that, you know, early standing fierce at range, but already committing to the Dragonlance, so he doesn't get as much out of it as he wants.
Oh no! I think you're fine. You're still fine, but it's
This is about to be a break.
Yeah, this is a bit riskier. You do get the full meter back, yeah.
I thought that Burkish wanted to go for more, but it seems like he chose the opportunity for the free Denton charge, and it was like, word, now I'm gonna get something. The jab check. No, it doesn't connect. What a shame.
It's the timing
He
there.
convinced him to commit to the Ken FT.
Yeah.
That market collapsed, my guy. I'm sorry.
The rug pull is real. But no, I mean, the timing's sometimes tighter than you might think for those level 3 connections. But we do get the reversal level 1 out of Kevin. Still plenty of life for both sides, so there is a chance still for level 3. Okay. I'm not mad at that from Burkish.
Yeah, I mean, if he wasn't going to be able to DI in time, whatever. Use the parry.
You can just hold it. It's a block button.
We're playing for stability.
Yeah.
So, you know what? Maybe the DI will connect, but
Oh,
the parry will keep us
goodbye.
safe. Oh, you're
goodbye.
dead.
Yeah. And what started that whole sequence there was the super meaty fireball, where it hits on like the last frame before it disappears. Because it's stuff like that we don't see a lot of, right? Because it's use the slow edition. It makes you really have to hold that block, and it gives you plenty of time to run up as Ryu. But wake up TP.
Oh, that's a great parry, but Burkish actually still gets the counter hit out of that. Did he manage to come out of that interaction plus? Oh yeah, because regular parry doesn't change the frame rate.
Yeah, you would have had to perfect it. But you're completely out of meter right now if you're Burkish.
Well, the problem is Burkish is Burkish, Doctor, so he is in fact going to not have meter, but a very smart jump back. You're so comfortable eating that block damage. The most Kevin can really push you is towards mid-screen. Now you're out of burnout, and you still have the life lead. Did pump parry, though, as soon as they were able to, and they got them punish counter. But again, fireball into just rush up anti-air. That's Street Fighter 5 Burkish. But also Kevin's getting red. Kevin is committing to the Dragon Lash too much. And Burkish has now added this extra layer of like, word, I'm going to up back to punish you. Yeah, Kevin's getting a little one note. I mean, even on their escape from the corner, how many times have they done jump EX Tatsu? More than once at the very least. And I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they changed the data on it coming from the betas. I think you're right. So it's not as good as it was at that situation. But even there, not able to really get much from Burkish out of that punish on the DI, parry on the DI. Dude, look at that. Burkish is planting the seed. That DI there, that wasn't even like, I don't know that Burkish expected that he was going to be the poke. I truly think Burkish was like, I got to remind him this is in the neutral. Yeah, it is risky though, because you have the level 3 in the back pocket. But Kevin spent his trying to get some of his own meter back. Did have something to work with, gets the confirm, spends it all, gets the V for it. It's just around. It's so much work just to get around. From either side. It truly is a lot. Well, spending the charge, still gets counter hit for it too. Plus frames. Nice sweep coming out for the punish counter. But Burkish is ready for those throws. Oh, neutral jumps that time. I guess even at this amount of life, we're a little bit worried about, you know, parry pumping in the wrong spot. Plus frames now for Burkish. That was a long hold on the parry there. It was. I think Kevin is starting to experiment with letting the parry hold a little longer because Burkish is structuring his block screen pressure a little bit longer, and it's earning him more drive gauge. Burkish, though, is spending it on these fireballs. Up back for the button. Oh, you're dead. 2 games for Burkish. Oh my god, it wasn't. All right, clip it, chat. You know where to send it. Block that is smoked by the overhead, though. That'll be the end of the clip. Yeah, the slow overhead even. That is... Whew. All right, we all got on that one, chat. Yeah, no, I mean, don't lie, you threw rocks. There's one guy that's like, no, I knew he was going to live. Yeah.
That's, you know what, put your channel points where your mouth is.
Oh no,
That's
Kevin bet
big
his
damage.
channel points on the wake up DP there, and it is going to be a problem. Okay, Kevin's feeling some kind of way right now.
If it doesn't work, just do it again. Burkish doing it a little himself. He even gets the charge up here.
It's like when musicians are improvising and they start to reference each other.
Dash up, jab.
You got to answer in time. Tournament point for Burkish.
It has been... This is actually 5 games in a row. No, it's not. I lied. I told her that. It is like 4 games in a row for Burkish. The rush forward coming in from Kevin. Spending some OD for these fireballs. I almost think that's intentional from Burkish, where he throws the sweep at just far enough away that Kevin then throws a sweep and Burkish gets the punish. It's happened a few times now, so I think it's on purpose.
No, I think that you're right. Is that going to leave him in burnout? No, so Kevin's going to go for a meaty. Wake up DI from Burkish is actually brilliant. You want to put me in burnout? I'll do it my damn self. Burkish has the life lead. Kevin's back against the wall, and Burkish has level 3. This could actually go Burkish's way.
Oh,
Finds the throw now, does Kevin? Has to stay in the driver's seat. You do not, now that it's CA.
Yeah, Burkish gets to confirm it's over, and he's about to get drive rush back. It's back just as Kevin reaches burnout. This is huge for Burkish. That's a good move. He's gonna do it. Don't drop it. He's not dropping it. And again, the color is gone from the world. Burkish is your meter management champion.
What a performance, introducing layers upon layers into the neutral game, showing us all of the potential that Street Fighter 6 is going to have for us. Just week
Insane.
1 of what this looks like. Early crouch jabs out of DR, layers into the way the fireballs are interacting with each other, circling back to using DI as a neutral tool and exposing Kevin's willingness to try to play for whip punishes. Absolutely insane.
Yeah, back and forth for some of it, and Burkish was able to just lock it down that much tighter as the games went on. And to be able to come into that reset, I believe the reset was 3-0, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so guaranteed
was clean.
4 games in a row because he had to win the match to reset it, then a 3-0. But I'm pretty sure he won 2 in a row of the first set as well. So that's like 5 in a row for Burkish.
Man was cooking.
He was ready to play games.
He was cooking.
So we'll get, I believe, we have a camera for the stage.
Oh yeah,
cam.
they wanted to do some roaming cam stuff. I don't know if it's happening.
Oh,
roaming cam's dead.
Yeah, we shut it down.
Sorry, y'all.
Budget ran out of time. We weren't fast enough. That's actually how it goes.
Yeah, you know what happened is if Burkish hadn't delivered a great grand finals and
We
this
would've had
ended
it.
faster, we would have had roaming cam. So it's Burkish's fault, really.
Yeah, you know,
And
chat.
I'm sure he's gonna feel really bad about
Oh,
it
I'm
with
sure
all the
he's
money
pissed.
he's won.
I'm sure he's super mad about having to sign some paperwork. too.
I need to do a W9 and get a check.
Which he actually did just sign it.
I so hope that's what to see. We can see them right behind us. There's some streamception going on if you look right behind us.
Oh, I love Streamception. Big fan of it.
Hold on. Can I make the if I cross the streams, what happens? Nothing.
It's not that kind of quality.
We'll get there one day.
But the games certainly were.
No, the games were immaculate. I'm so happy to see that we're seeing this much interesting play out of Street Fighter
In a
6
week.
already.
In a week. Oh, the game's been out since Friday. All right, so 8 days, Brad.
Crazy.
I'm sorry, I wasn't as technical as you needed to be.
No, it's fine. I don't need the technicality. It's fine. You see how efficient we look mad official and technical, right? I'm gonna keep it a buck. Doctor's wearing shorts underneath the camera right now.
And you're bald.
It's all a facade. Everything's a lie. Frames are a lie. Overdrive gauge is a lie. The only truth, Burkish is your meter management champion.
I'll have you know, you can wear shorts in business casual.
I mean,
Not these ones, I'll give you.
So I almost showed up in a tracksuit because my first boss for my first job out of college wore like a running suit every day to work.
I didn't know you worked for the Russian mob.
I didn't. In fact, he was an Army reservist. And my father didn't get it because I went to work in shorts and he'd be like, what are you doing? This ain't, this isn't what you should be wearing. And then he saw my boss one day. He was like, yeah, never mind. So with that,
we're actually getting the hook.
Yeah, we're getting the hook. We're being dragged off because the TOs and the production managers and stuff want to say a couple of words to y'all before we find a way. So we're going to send it over to them. But thanks so much for hanging out, everybody.
All right, hello guys. I gotta update your tags whenever, but you guys are good to talk. We're closing out the show. Street Fighter first. You know how Smash goes. But this is me, Michael Dink on the mic, talking mad shit per usual. But I'm gonna be nice.
Yeah, you've been talking it the whole time, but you've been muted.
There's no fucking way. You're bullshitting me. No, it's not. You're bullshit. You're lying to
No,
me.
I meant you've been doing it the whole tournament.
Oh,
Stop mute.
absolutely, absolutely. Anyways, you guys can go ahead.
All right, well, Gerd,
Yep.
it was great getting to work with you on this.
Absolutely.
Nice to finally get to work with this man.
I didn't realize we were live until I looked behind me.
Oh, yeah, no, we're right there, everybody.
I had no idea. I'm still thinking about Smash right now. I saw Burkish, I saw that last combo, and I was popping off of the Smash production side when he went for the drive impact cancel and then into the level 3 critical R. I'm just like,
I
yes.
loved the wake up drive impact with almost no drive gauge. That was
Yeah.
my favorite part of it. But we had a great tournament today. Street Fighter 6, very exciting game.
Yeah.
Very fun.
Absolutely.
And we got to put some money on the line. I had to have Burkish fill out a W9 for this.
Let's go. Let's go. We got to fill those taxes.
Anyway, I'm not going to keep everyone too long. Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming through.
Yep.
And I hope everyone has a great night. See
Absolutely.
you next time for Beach episode.
Cool. You want to bring Bunch on the mic before you close or call
Bud,
it?
you want to get on here?
Yeah, you can take mine.
Why? You're just the dude.
What am I doing?
Just your usual shit. Your usual shit.
My usual shit. I
You did
can't
some
hear
work
me.
today. What do you got coming
What do you mean?
up?
You can hear yourself right now.
No. I got it like this. You guys can still hear me, right?
Yeah,
Yo,
yeah, you're good.
thanks for having me, of course.
Absolutely.
Yo, I've always wanted to work with Andrew, and I've worked with Spencer before, but like, we've been trying to work together for so long, and this was like, this is only the start. I can't wait to see what the rest of these guys do with meter management. I don't know. We should talk more.
Yeah. Hit me up.
That's crazy.
This was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun being a bracket runner, but I think we can upscale
We
this
can
a
go to
little
the
bit.
kitchen. We can cook.
Yeah, we can cook. So, yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. More to come. Make sure you follow us. Boston Blue at Boston Blue Beat. Gerd, I forget your Twitter right now. I'm sorry. And
G3RD_NE.
thank you, Dink. And then follow me, Bunch Casa. If you liked our event, make sure you hit that follow button on Twitch. We'll be back. This is not goodbye.
All right, peace.